Good morning, it's Ryan the Lion, and I'm here at Microsoft with Vanesa Sorenson, the Director of Enterprise, on this lovely Auckland morning. As you can see in the background, in fact, just behind my head is the Harbour Bridge. If you can see it just at the tip of my finger. But it's a pretty stormy day, and we might find we get some lightning. But what is very exciting is what we're going to talk about today. We've got a range of questions that you won't have seen before in any of the previous yarn with, and we're going to cover some interesting experiences and stories from Vanesa. So let's start. Would you introduce yourself to everyone, please?
Yeah, kia ora. My name's Vanesa Sorenson, and I'm the Enterprise Director here at Microsoft. And I've been in this role for just over a year. So yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And how about the whānau and life outside of work? What keeps you busy?
Yeah, well, I'm a mum of two incredible children. So Grace is 12, soon to be 13, and Jack, our 9-year-old, who's rugby playing, soccer playing, a very untidy room son. So mum to those two gorgeous kids. I've been married to Chris, my husband, for 24 years. And yeah, we have an amazing life of going to the beach and travelling and all that stuff outside of work.
and tidying the messy bedroom and off to rugby and washing those dirty uniforms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that's fantastic. So with that, what I'd like to do is jump right to the beginning. Let's talk about your first tech job.
My first tech job. So I grew up many different places. In fact, going to 9 different schools over my life, and of all places ended up in Cairns, Australia. And as a 17-year-old decided to get out. And so what that meant was I packed my suitcase, got on an aeroplane and flew to New Zealand and knocked on my father's door, who kind of thought I was someone whose car had broken down, and said, "Hi, I'm your daughter, I'm moving in." And I was really fortunate that his next door neighbour had just started an IT company. And for those who have been in the industry for a long time, that was essentially software, and I was the receptionist. And so this kind of part-time gig as a 17-year-old, I then found myself on the phone selling to customers, and that really and truly just started the most incredible career for me. So I fell into tech, really. Certainly wasn't something growing up in Cairns for the 3.5 years I was there. Never even thought that this would be something for me.
No, it's quite an amazing story. It's sort of like following your own path as it sort of unfolds in front of you, and as you also create it in terms of jump on the plane and let's go and knock on the door. That's quite a mind-blowing story. So
yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
And what was that? That was Essential Software.
Essentially software.
Essentially software.
Yeah, which went on and got sold to turn into Insight. So yeah, I was just so fortunate getting to work in this startup. In fact, I remember my boss at the time saying, "Hey, there's this new organisation that I really think you should buy shares in, and it's called Microsoft." I went, "Hell no, I'm going to go to Fiji." So, you know,
the irony of where we're sitting, what you're doing right now.
The irony, yeah.
Fantastic. And looping into Microsoft and some of the fantastic things you've done, and bring everything together, Microsoft, personal life. So you had your son here, where you delivered your first mihi during Multilanguage Week. Tell us about that.
Yeah, look, it was just phenomenal, nerve-wracking, and something that's near and dear to my heart. In fact, my husband and I actually sent our children to a predominant Maori school. And so for me, you know, these kids coming home and speaking te reo, and I really wanted to understand more about it. So it was such a great opportunity with Multilanguage Week for me to learn a little bit about the language and build up the courage to get up there and do my first mihi, which was nerve-wracking, incredible to do. We had partners, customers, and my son's school, St. Joseph's in Oraki, came and did a kapahaka. And we all shared, you know, an amazing meal together, and it was just phenomenal. In fact, I'm now doing most things of opening it up with a mihi to introduce myself, because it's a phenomenal way to give a bit of the background of where I live, who I am, and it was really cool.
And if I've got the understanding right, when you're talking about the experience of what it was like, I could say you were feeling the wave of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we were really fortunate to have a lot of people here training, and our APEC team from Singapore and they were just blown away with the feeling of aroha and everyone coming together and sharing a hangi, and it was just, for me, I get goosebumps because it was just embracing our history and what it really means, and watching these kids perform a kapa haka. I'd love to start every day like that.
Well, I was fortunate enough to experience my first pauwhiri down at the Manurewa Marae last week, and Sonny, who was our guide, who took us through the protocol before we went on Marae, etc. And he said, a lot of what I say you won't understand because it's all Māori, but it'll be a bit over your head, but just feel it. And I was sitting there in the head of my arms, I was tingling. It was almost, it's sort of like, I don't know what to compare it to, if you could compare it, but I guess, well, you can't. It was my first time, it was a new experience, and it was just not mind-blowing because I wasn't understanding it. It was probably more heart-blowing. It was feeling it. So amazing experience. And there is something about it, like I don't want to go off track too much, but my sort of thinking as I experience more and learn more about Māori culture is that in the Western culture, I almost sort of feel like we don't have culture and we don't have spirit, or at least by comparison to what I'm learning about Māori culture. And it's exciting. I think one of the things about today versus back when you could have bought shares in Microsoft is that people are being more human about life.
Well, absolutely. I mean, here at Microsoft, we're so fortunate we get to bring in interns, and specifically this year we decided we wanted Māori and Pacifica interns, and I'm just so proud to say that we've got a few interns that have started that never in a million years thought they could work for an organisation like Microsoft, and so we are leading in terms of not only feeling it, but we absolutely as a business believe that a diverse and inclusive culture means everyone and everything, and so really living it through understanding the historical elements of what Māori can bring to us as Europeans. I think that's what I'm just so passionate about.
Me too. So thank you very much. That was the end of part one. So we will bring back part two in the conclusion to you very soon. Thanks for sticking with us.
Cheers.